Swag guys, this is SwaggerTurbo and welcome back to part 2 of Scooteria Supari My Team Career Mode. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for commenting on the YouTube as well as DMing me on Discord saying the first part was sick and you guys enjoyed it because that really motivates me to put out more of these content. And if you guys are here to mostly just watch the race and want to skip all this part out, I'm going to be putting a timestamp in the description which should directly put you onto the race. And all this, obviously, I'm going to be telling you guys about our logo change, which you saw right now, the deer face. We have those with the antlers, and I'm going to be making these small changes, doing all these upgrades, explaining what kind of upgrades I went for. So if you guys do not want to watch this, there will be a timestamp in the description. Go click on it and you'll be able to skip directly to the race. And now getting back to the upgrades, we have a front nose which goes through. This is perfect. But unfortunately, the rear floor under tray has failed already. Our chassis is extremely bad and we had one job, these people had a one job in a team to try and put the upgrade on and that's failed. We only have 45 resource points now and I was just setting out the whole activities tab, and after that I went into the R&D department and I saw that we don't have sufficient points, so we skipped one more day, tried to get more weekly resources and see if we had enough resources to try and get this rear flow under tray on again. But as luck would have it, we had insufficient points, which only meant that we had to cancel the development on the suspension and put the rear under tray back on, mainly because we needed some chassis upgrades and we even have 1070 resource points left, so we're gonna try and get more of these upgrades in, especially for the aero. I need to work a lot on the aero as well as the chassis, so that's gonna be the most important thing that we'll be focusing on in the next few races at least. But yeah, getting to the first ever Pirelli hot lap, I've never really done this, so we're gonna enter it and see how we fare. First two attempts were pretty bad because I just had to get used to the car, and it's a very different handling car. It's completely different to the Formula One cars, obviously, and the different games that I normally play on stream as well, like Forza and stuff. The handling on this is completely, I won't say completely, but quite different from that. So on screen right now we have the third round that we were trying this challenge off. The first two times we obviously failed horribly and we only got a silver medal, but this time somehow we just got that extra speed and just finished in the gold medal, which is perfect because we get extra acclaim and a bit more of money, which is extremely required right now. But yeah, we are back now after the practice programs. We have a lot of resource points, 1500, and we're gonna try and make our chassis even better. We still have 1000 left, so I obviously wanted the streamline suspension on, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of resource points right now. So we're just gonna put the beam wing on and let's continue into the qualifying. Alright, so as usual, we have the one shot quali on. Right off the get-go, we are first in the straight, which is super confusing to me. And I thought, how the hell are we fastest? And then I realized it was just like maybe a desync or lag because we are back to 22nd. It wasn't the best first and second turns, but as I was saying, Australia is actually a very, very good track. And I really love just driving around it, especially the new circuit which has come up, because this one, honestly speaking, is one of the better layouts out there, at least compared to the last year's layout. This one is way better, especially because of the whole flow that the track has now. You don't have to brake that much and it's a very fast-paced circuit. I don't really know how good or bad it will be for race pace and just racing with other cars around us, but right now we are 20th and we just went up to 18th. That was actually a pretty decent turn, so we are up to 17th now, and a few of you guys had actually told me that you should try and up the AI level to maybe 80 or 85 to, because this car should not be in the top 10, especially after the Bahrain result. That's what people said, but the only thing I was thinking about is it was a bit of luck and a lot of AI crashing. That's the reason we were in 10. So we'll see what happens in this race, and from there we'll move on. But we finished 16th in qualifying. Let's see how we do in the race.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, George Russell, and Hamilton. Norris, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, and Kevin Magnussen. Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly, and Ocon. Tsunoda, Kumar, Guan Yu Zhou, and Liam Lawson. Vettel, Stroll, Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
If you did not notice, just rewind the video of 5 or 10 seconds back. Liam Lawson, our teammate, and Guan Yu Zhou had the exact same time in qualifying. We are only like a tenth and a half in front of these guys, so it just shows that 17 level AI is actually perfect. It's not too hard for me or too easy either. We're just 2 tenths faster than our rookie teammate, and yeah, that's actually pretty decent AI leveling, I believe. But yeah, getting to the end of the formation lap right now. Last time around, we had a pretty okayish stop. This time, I'm going to try and get the purple, and we do. That was a perfect stop, and oh my god, there's nothing else that I really want. Obviously, we got 4 points in the first race. Let's try and replicate that now if we can. We're getting to the 5 red lights. For the Australian Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. Charles Leclerc and Verstappen are 1 and 2, but Perez overtakes them already. He gets a very good start, and Carlos Sainz makes it 3 wide going to turn 1 and has overtaken his teammate. It is Perez to Sainz to Leclerc and Verstappen. What a start this was. By Perez, and this is an onboard right now. What a terrific start he had, and even Sainz behind him had an amazing start from the second row of the grid. So basically the second row became the first, and what a move it is for the leaders. Now getting to our perspective of the start of this race, we had a pretty average start as usual, and Guan Yu Zhou has already overtaken us going to turn 1, but we brake late, have slight contact with Tsunoda over here, try and keep it around the outside of Tsunoda, but these guys are super quick in this race, and it wouldn't be surprising if he just overtakes us past this straight just like that. Coming into the braking zone, now we brake a little late and Ocon is caught napping. We take the inside line which becomes the outside line for the next turn, so we are gonna brake slightly over here and let Ocon through because I don't want any wing damage as of now. Tsunoda was close behind us and which compromised our line to this turn, and we are squeezed down the inside and have slight contact with Tsunoda as well as Vettel. Vettel being extremely aggressive in the first lap ever, and he is gone. He's through. I think he has dumped quite a lot of ERS. We're going to use our ERS as well to stay in front of our teammate Liam and Guan Yu Zhou out here. Using a lot of ERS to just stay in front, but my god, this has been a hectic lap 1. We have lost 1 position till now, and this ain't great. It's going to take a long time to try and catch back up to Vettel, because till the time we don't get DRS, even though he has a slower car, the AI are super quick on the straights. So the only place I can actually overtake these guys could be maybe in first sector going into the second sector. And obviously this is going to be a long race, so we gotta try and maintain the gap to Vettel, try and stay in his DRS at least, and try and maybe make a move on Vettel if we can. Behind us, Liam Lawson and Guan Yu Zhou are scrapping for 17th position, which can be seen in the virtual mirror on the screen. And as usual, the first few laps of this race was just us stuck behind Vettel because they have way more pace than us, especially in a straight. We are using a lot of overtake to just stay behind Lawson. And honestly speaking, after all the upgrades and everything even put on the car, the minor upgrades, I didn't really feel as if the car, developed that much. There was still quite a bit of understeer going through here and there. And skipping to lap 6 now, we are super close to Vettel, go down the inside of Vettel, and Vettel again gives us the amount of space that we need to make the move stick. We go down the inside and we are up to P15 now. This is actually pretty good, but I want you guys to let me know if you guys want a fast forward of the laps where we just try and follow the other cars, or should I just directly cut to where we actually have some action, something going on? Maybe someone makes a move on us, or we make a move on them. Do let me know in the comment section. And while I'm talking about that, we have Bottas going extremely slow on the straight. This might be an engine issue, and it is. Bottas is out of this race with another Ferrari power unit issue, and this is making me extremely nervous because we also have a Ferrari powered power unit. And while we're talking about that, Guan Yu Zhou and Albon are having a proper battle, and Guan Yu Zhou misses his braking point and goes into the gravel. And in the same turn, we have Stroll and Latifi, I think that is, going side by side, and we have a safety car. Oh, this is a horrible day for Alfa Romeo right now. But for us, we have come into the pits for a fresh set of HUDs. It's like 2 or 3 laps early to get into the pits, but this is the perfect time because we'll be losing slightly less time to the people around us. But it's another disaster. Our front left did not come out properly. It's another pit stop blunder for us. It's a 4.4 second pit stop, optimal entry yet again, and our pit crew, just like Bahrain, has messed it up again for us. This happened twice in a row. We have literally even invested in our pit crew, and they are just letting us down lap after lap, race after race. Coming to the end of the safety car, it obviously stayed out for 2 laps, and finally Bottas's car is recovered. We are behind Magnussen right now, but there are a lot of people still out in front, like Vettel and Tsunoda, who haven't pit yet. So there's going to be a huge opportunity for us to try and stay in front of these guys, if not at least in the points. This is going to be a long stint for us on the HUDs, but everyone around us, including the Williams of Albon and Latifi, had pit during the safety car, and because of that, we might just get free positions because people like Vettel and Tsunoda will have to gain around 20 to 25 seconds back, and that is not easy, especially with the cars they got. We are behind Magnussen right now. Obviously, Magnussen in the Haas and Alonso in front of him are on the same strategy as us. They also pit during the safety car, and this safety car could help us a lot to maybe even get maybe P12 or P13. But we actually don't know if the cars up front have actually pit yet. We're going to be using a lot of ERS to just stick with Magnussen at least and not lose the DRS from him, and try and just stay with him and maybe get a few positions here and there on even Alonso. Who knows? But in a straight line, we still have a lot to do. We have to try and close the gap, obviously. And Alonso and Vettel are going side by side through this turn, and it's going to stay the same even in the next turn. This is amazing battling from the 7-time world champions. Both of them bang wheels, and Alonso trying to overtake, but Vettel is trying to get into the pits, completely locks into Alonso. This just helps us, slows us down obviously, but we have a triple overtake. Vettel was trying to get into the pits, and Alonso was trying to go down the inside, and we just went down the inside of everyone. That was us just being a little slow coming out of the last turn. We still have the front wing damage that occurred in the first lap, but that is not hampering our performance that much right now. We have overtaken Alonso. We are in 7th right now. A lot of people who were in front of us have also pit, including a McLaren, a Haas, I think Alpine of Ocon as well, and Carlos Sainz in a Ferrari is behind us. Vettel obviously wanted to pit, but we have another engine blowout. Norris is out of the session. That is extremely unfortunate for McLaren as well, but that's one extra position that we have to keep in mind because McLaren is faster than us right now. Continuing into lap 20 now, Alonso is extremely close to us, and Sainz has already overtaken Mick Schumacher. Obviously, he's in a completely different league to us. They are almost a second or two in front of us, and he is catching us up at the rate of knots. Right now, the only hope we have is if Alonso just battles it out with Sainz, we might have a slight chance of just keeping this position. And again, as luck would have it, with our strategy and the safety car coming in at the right time, we are in the top 10. Could this be two consecutive points finishes in a row. I have no idea. Obviously, it's way too early to actually, talk about it. But Sainz is making a move on Alonso right now, as we can see in the virtual mirror. Sainz has overtaken Alonso. I don't really want to fight Sainz because I know for a fact that he's going to be extremely fast, and there's no point of me trying to, just wreck my race or his, because he is, as I said earlier, in a completely different league to ours. We are super slow right now. One of the back markers, I could say. We make a slight mistake coming out, and I'm going to give him a slight pinch, but he just has so much more speed than us. But we are still side by side going into this turn. I'm going to try and stick it just next to him so that we don't lose out to Alonso, but we go wide a little bit, and Alonso, being a wise old man, tries to go around the outside, but it does not work for him. We are still in front of Alonso. Of course, Sainz has already gone into the distance. He's 1 second even without DRS. That's how fast that Ferrari is. But yeah, he's already off. He's gonna try and catch up to Hamilton and the other lot. But behind us, we have a battle between Kevin Magnussen in the Haas and Alonso in the Alpine. Last time around, we got a point because of a Haas of Mick Schumacher, and this time his teammate is actually fighting Alonso and giving us that slight breather that we needed. Sainz, as you can see, has already gone pretty far ahead of us. It's like a 1.7-second lead, and it's just increasing lap by lap. And skipping to 23rd lap now, Magnussen has come into the DRS. We make a small mistake, go extremely wide here, losing a lot of time, and Magnussen just has so much more momentum than us and easily passes us. But we still know from the last race that the Haas is fast, but not as fast as the Ferrari, that he can just, vanish in a lap or two. So we're gonna try and stick with Magnussen here, Alonso being right behind us, and can I just say, Formula One, this is the one thing that you have done a very, very good. The camera angles on this shot were so good. The aerial shot, especially coming out of the last few turns, is amazing, and I'll try and add more of these aerial shots wherever I can. But yeah, as you can see in front, Sainz has already extended his lead to a 5 second. He's just like around 2 seconds a lap faster than us at this point. But our focus should be on trying to stay with Magnussen and trying not to, mess up our DRS. Because if we get out of DRS range from Magnussen, we're going to get eaten up by Alonso. And can we even talk about the fact that Albon in a Williams is in top 10? He's only around 4 seconds behind us, and he's doing an amazing job. Obviously, he also pit just with us in the same lap, and he has also gained a lot of positions and put his car where the car does not deserve to be. Because the Williams and us, especially, are nowhere even close to getting into points, but we are 8th right now with 5 laps left to go. And I don't really know who's behind Albon, but I just hope no one from the top 3 teams at least are behind us, because those guys are going to be very quick, and I don't want a Bahrain to happen yet again, because we were under pressure from Hamilton, and if not for a spin, we probably would have lost the only point that we have in this championship. Alonso getting an amazing run out of turn 1 though, and he goes side by side, trying to go around the outside. We're going to brake slightly late, and we're going to be going super close to each other, and my god, the kind of racing that we have with the AI this year has been immaculate. We have a 1.1 second gap to Magnussen though. We're going to burn a bit of our ERS to try and just get close. We make a mistake, small mistake going into this turn, but somehow keep it in front of Alonso. And I'm going to try and get back to Magnussen, but this is when I realized there's no point of using more of ERS, because we need a little bit to try and just defend from Alonso, because right now Magnussen is already gone. He has more than a second's gap, and there's no way I catch up to him with this car. Skipping a few more laps ahead, we have Alonso right up our gearbox. We're going super close. He's way closer than ever before, and he is getting an amazing run out of this turn. And we're gonna try and keep him behind us if we can, using a bit of ERS as well. Our tires are pretty much dead, but we are caught napping. We went slightly wide, and Alonso just goes down the inside as if nothing happened and has overtaken us. We still, as I said earlier, we have a chance of trying to get back at Alonso because he is not the fastest car, but we make another mistake coming out of this particular turn. I know what was going on. The pressure was getting to me. Obviously, only 3 laps left. We are still in points, but it is so hard to try and keep up with these guys. And if you see on the top left, Albon and Latifi, both of them, because of their pit strategies, are 10th and 11th. Ricardo just overtakes him, but my god, this has been an amazing race from our perspective as well as Albon, who's 8 seconds in front of Ricardo and might just get that one singular point for Williams. But we have skipped to the end of this race where Perez and Verstappen are super close to each other in a 1-2 for the Red Bull. And this could be a Red Bull dominant era for my team career mode, the Scuderia Supari. Right now are nowhere even close to these guys, and Verstappen wins the Australian Grand Prix with Perez second and Leclerc third. If Ferrari didn't mess up their strategy yet again, Sainz could have been up there with them, but because of the safety car, he did not use the safety car properly. They let him out, and unfortunately for him, I think he'll get 5th at the max. But focusing on Scuderia Ferrari, we are gonna get points yet again, and what a way to do it. We're gonna get 2 points, one more than what we got last time around, and Albon in Williams, just like real life, is gonna get 10th because of his pit strategy as well. What a race this has been, and it is 9th for SwaggerTurbo and Scuderia Supari, and 2-point finishes in a row. And all thanks to our strategy calls and the other teams just messing up their pit strategies. And we even get driver of the day, which is amazing. Obviously, with the race win, Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc are going to be sharing this podium. It could be a very Red Bull dominant year, but we have so many races still. We have 14 races, and everything could change with the kind of upgrades that each and every team get into the next few races. But yeah, guys, if you are enjoying what you're seeing right now with this series, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for the more parts that are gonna come out. And oh boy, this has been amazing 2 races. I didn't really expect us to be in the points at all, but with the strategies that we've had till now and the AI just messing up or getting their engine blown, we have 3 points in the Constructors' Championship as well as the Drivers' Championship. Didn't really expect this, but if you guys want to see what happens to Scooteria Supari, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you guys think is gonna happen, who's gonna win the WDC and who's gonna win the Constructors. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.